Good morning, everybody. This is 0700 hours, 35 minutes, Monday, October 8th, 2018. The power of one is you, me, self, and I. Why do I use that as, when I start off, if I didn't explore oneness, to me, it came to me in a vision, came up in a dream. These are different things I learned when I first came to the Creator and I said, "Are you real? Make it stop raining." It was pouring down raining, which I went over before one morning before I was going to school. I was going to ECs for criminal justice. I got half through and never finished, but I'm gonna go back and study. I've been studying the law. It's hard to understand. That's why you got to take a bar exam. It's so much you got to learn. You can read the gist of a law to understand it. You actually need somebody with a wise counsel that's truly got your best interest or that's not really to deceive you to really explain the law to you. And it stopped raining once I peeped the key in my door and closed it, and I had the thing over the door so I couldn't get wet. I made like a right face in the military. That's when you turn to the right and you move your position, your body to turn to the right as a like an instruction movement, a formation move. The rain literally stopped. I mean, it was like pouring down. It was like, I was like, "You are a real creator," and I was like, "That's the spirit." That had nothing to do with me reading the Bible, reading the Torah, whatever you want to, whatever book you want to bring up. The Red Sea Scrolls, the Apocrypha, the Quran. It had nothing to do with that. It was straight, literally talking to the Creator, the spirit of that I was connected to, and said, "If you are real, make it stop. You can't get no." And that's how I live my life. If you listen to me, that's the gist. And if that sounds crazy to you, I say think about this. And I don't knock Christianity. I knock all the religions. It's just that in this country, United States of America, Unified States of America, the foreign policy of the New England, the United Kingdoms, the British colonies, the English, the Latin, the Spaniards. This world is under this world, but this country is under control by the great power of, and it's the conquerors, the French, the Dutch, the Spaniards, the English, through the New England, through the British. It's all these conquerors because they fought wars. That's what these wars was about. It wasn't about getting oil or gold. It was to control. Iraq, the Iraq war I went to, wasn't about control of oil. Some conqueror, some higher power. Remember, there's powers in dark places, and there's principalities and powers in dark places that are hidden, and unless you become one. But the hardest thing, and I have seen people do this, is to become a Mason, to become part of the elite society. What happens is you cannot defeat what is more powerful for you. You cannot defeat that. So you better off working on your own and fighting it through the outside in. Like I finished watching the Black Panther movie, and the power of oneness was there. They had kill. Listen to the name, Killmonger and Chala. Chala is the chalat of slavery. I gotta look up that word. I meant to look it up. It's like things come to you. You know what it means, but you want to. I want the definition of the beginning word and the word how we use it now. Sometimes the words add up together. Sometimes they don't. But the chattel of slavery was the control over the mind. It was what we call tradition. We preserved it, so it was like a remnant. So in Black Panther, which was never explained, I watch how people say we breaking down Get Out, Black Panther, all these movies, Temptation, and nobody really break it down in the spirit. But if you not even the names, we had a king, and it was five civilizations, or because we was one nation. I don't use one nation under God because God mean demon. One nation under the spirit of our Creator because they have working with each other. That's why you say three and one, because they work within each other. Me, myself, and I. They work within each other. Beyonce made a song, and she understands the essence and the spirits, the soul of people. Is why this is for the people that these Hebrew Israelites or I don't say conspirators because I'm not a conspirator, just like you're not. The proof of you cannot clone people because you cannot steal the soul of another being. You cannot tell them to get out their own body because you cannot steal the soul. You cannot push the soul aside. The soul will have to conflict. So it won't glitch where you will freeze. It will glitch to the point where you go crazy. So people that we call crazy, Dave Chappelle not crazy, Cat Williams not crazy, but I hate how Cat Williams is talking and like Kanye West because they're going crazy because they did try to brainwash them through the money, through the lifestyle. I don't have to do a program. The easiest program I can do for you, just like right now, is put it in your eye gate and ear gate. Do it over and over and over. Keep teaching it. Keep having people you love teach it to you. Train you. That's why you say you train a child the way they go. You don't train nothing. You guide. You challenge. You let their mind stay open after you let them experience it. Experiences can change. So telling me a trainer and a teacher, anything gonna change. What you think they was calling God 100, 200 years? They wasn't saying God. They was calling him a different name. Like we got all these names for him. El Shaddai, Yahweh, El Shaheen, all these different names. This is all through the times. That's why he had different names. So I learned this. Don't trust no one. I have no respect of man, a person, or being. But I know how you will treat me. In the way you treat me by your character, personality, and attitude, that's what I go by. I'm not worried about your skin color, but I know within skin color there is power. I know in my power of my nation of the people, I am a warrior. I am defender of my land, of my people. Even in the movie, they used a line. Killmonger used it. We remember the line, I am king. Your king cannot defend you, but you call him king. I don't call. See, they called him king because they served the land. They didn't serve the person. But when the person got away from the people to serve the land, from the spirit, that's when she was like, no, I do not serve you. In your ways, you seek vengeance. You seek thine hand to spill blood. You don't seek thy hand to gain back freeness. We say freedom. So you have spilt blood and you have scoured yourself that cannot be removed. That's why the Creator will seek an unblemished heifer. Those other heifers are blemished. I need an unblemished person. A lot of people that work in the churches are not unblemished. This has angered me. Juanita Bynum started speaking the truth because she can no longer profit. See, profit in the English language is a spelling word, incantation. Prophet. Profit. Pro and fit. Are you fit to move forward with my people? And Killmonger said, I will, and I gotta check out the word now, bondage and binding. Which word should be used, or are those words the same, but under the right spirit? Do it loosen the bond or the binding that we have? We need to align, reestablish, made whole, and be perfected again. So that reinforcement that we don't have. Is binding, he say, I will rather, how did he say it? Quote, and it was so clear. It was as he knew I would rather, yes, the slaves, they jumped the ship. The ones that did not want to be, they said, family, we are not slaves. We have been tricked because we know what we did, just like in Wakanda. You open them up. We talking about why we allowing the people out there that's us to suffer. But the king understood those are our people. But that was a choice. See, you did not listen to Kanye. You was quick to beat him, but not listen. So Kanye, he chose bondage. Killmonger didn't choose bondage. He said, even the people knew I would rather kill myself, jump over this bridge, this boat, and drown, which I can't swim. I have no knowledge of how to swim. I'm not a good swimmer anyway, and I will probably get killed by the seas and the water we in. It was a rowdy sea. It was the I would rather be in the wild and die than to be in bondage. That's why slavery was a choice. See, you don't want to educate yourself. Slavery was a choice because you chose the ancestors chose to sit in that boat. I honor a Harriet Tubman because Harriet Tubman was not alive when her ancestors walked over this plank to get on this bridge. They didn't watch. I didn't watch. I did not watch my mother get raped. But as a child, I watched my people get psychologically and mentally raped. I watched us get psychologically and physically beat. We're doing it today. We saying the income is suffice to being treated equal, but word is not equal, fair. That is not suffice. I can walk in a company, there's all Asian people, all Arabic. I never seen an all black company. I never seen it when we weren't about, oh, I'm getting promoted. I'm gonna stop over you. No, I want you to get promoted because if you had the best of my interests, you're gonna make better. I don't need to make, I will make 10, I can make $8.50 an hour right now. If I can walk into a building where the people that own the building, that's the CEO of the company, and I don't care about how much money I make. If you can say customer service is first, but my employees also need well treatment as well. And at the time, employees, the money that I have is used for a greater purpose. So can you bear a little bit for us? I see your works. So now please bear, as my creator say, please bear a little bit with us. I want to pay you the $16 an hour for being a nursing assistant, for an LPN, RN. I want to pay you the 25 hour for the LPN. I want to, at this moment, we're building, we're getting better. We had a chance to do it, but somewhere along the line, we messed up. Let's build back again. So Killmonger was letting them know, and he did it at the end. But Killmonger didn't want to be saved. That is what being saved means. There is no entity coming down to save us. He created us to qualify us. As far as we know, I don't know what happened before my spirit and soul was birthed into this child, this vessel I am, or after I die. I have no idea, just as you don't. You have no idea. You're saying you're trusting into an omnipresent, that means an entity that's always here. But I'm sitting before you. Even your creator said, how do you love me and you don't even love your brother? How? How? So you get married and you have a battle with your sister after you married. So was there love? So you have to find that kinship. We have no longer kinship to our, there's a difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality. And what are we called? I am not black. I am a brown person. I am a dark brown. I am not black. I am not a Negro. I am not a slave. But mentally, the organization we reside in, I am indigenous to the land. This is where I was born. A fool said, you were indigenous. I was like, yes, I was born here to the land, but this is not my proper land. According to the account of the people, this is not my proper land. I am indigenous. So I am not black. I am not a Negro. I am indigo. I'm not going to be Pan-African. I'm not a Moor because I have no idea where that come from. But I know I am indigenous, an abbreviation indigenous of not knowing the land. And if you want to give me a skin tone, I am indigo. That's a brown hue color. It can become purple or blue the darker you are, or it can be pale the lighter you are. So I am indigo. So if you hear me say indigo, quote unquote black and white, I do that for instructional reason because that's not what they're called. We are in a culture that don't even know ourselves. So who is me? Who is I? Who am myself? It's what we have to do in the power of oneness, which they are trying. If you being restricted, so the bonding or the bondage we are in, you're being restricted to learn more, basically to educate, to go out. Just like in the Wakanda, they was restricting their people to learn more. What kept them safe is they didn't segregate. They didn't welcome them in. I like when I think is what's her name? I like her. Nalup Lupa Napita. Her part. And the guy woke up after he killed him, and then Chala Chaz Baldwin brought him back to Wakanda. He's like, it don't heal him like before that. She's like, hello, colonizer. She's like, I have a name. She said his name. He was a colonizer. He's part of the colonizer. If not, why did and then as the people that killed themselves, we don't have the story of the Caucasus people that said this is wrong. And there is no story because there is no story. People like who helped Harriet Tubman? Not the Caucasus people, not the white people. And this is what I say to the world. I don't care. Back then, your answers were killing my ancestors. Not one of them stood up for us. I'm not talking about the in between during the Million Man March when they after the slavery was trying to be when we were fighting to let them know we are warriors. We're not your property. They was fighting. They was getting beat for us. But to the sense of me, it was kind of too late. Like even now, where are you at? Where you are at, Caucasus people. And if you're black and you're listening to this, or quote unquote black, you're indigo, you're indigenous, you're African descent. Go ask them these questions. If they're your friend, go ask them. Like I don't know. Like I don't have ass. So I have Caucasus friends as associates, but I don't have friends. So go ask the one. Even ones I went to high school that made statements. He's like, you know me. It's like, no. What you just said do not align. I know you was around people such as me so much, but I never asked you about anything. And this right here was the revealing. I'm not calling you racist, but your heart is based on what? If I see a young Caucasian man walking down the street, the police pull up on him. He has no weapons and his hands up. I don't care what he done in his past. And that's the thing that kills me. The police don't know that either. That's why you know is greater powers and principalities going on that we can't see. And he get murdered, that's wrong. I'm not going to justify wrong by race. You wrong, you wrong. I see a young black boy stealing a white boy bike. I'm going to try to stop him and tell him he's wrong. I'm not going to justify it. And that's what we do in this world. That's what hurts me the most. When we justify wrong, when we know is wrong. I don't want an explanation. I want to think about that later when he's alive. Then let's go over what he's done. Then make the punishment suited for the crime or the crimes or the after effects of what all the punishments, all the crimes he has done in a sequence. His actions. Let his actions be his punishment. Don't let your wrath be his punishment or her based on, I just say he a lot because I am a man. Don't let your wrath be someone's punishment. Yes, I would love to see, yes, I say love, if somebody beating on children in a nursery and it's a camera, and the camera spot them, and that's a real action. That's not like some fake camera made believe movie scene from the CCTV, the media outlets, and all that. That's real. I just see fit punishment. Beat her, and that sounds funny coming from me. And I will say this to my women, the women that want to call themselves African descent. If you decide, because this is bondage, and it's a binding, you got to figure out which word is the correct word with this translation that they're incanting confusion with our understanding and knowledge and psychology, our psyche. If you recant your love for your race and you leave and you find yourself in danger, I am like Wakanda. I do not save you. And that's what the woman got mad at me about. I had to really think about that. Because she had said, because I remember, she's like, what was a white man about to beat and kill a black woman? I was like, I don't know their affairs. Just like I was playing God of War 4 when he had his son. He was like, Father, we should help him. He was like, no, son. We don't know the affairs of his man. And the man is on his knees. So he find punishment to be just. The man was on his knees. He wasn't fighting. First he was running, then he gave up. He said, I cannot get away. So whatever his affairs were, whether he was being punished or they was wrong, he chose his affairs. So I don't jump in people's affairs. If that's your affair, it's your affair. Now, if you're fighting along the side of good, right, and positive, I'm on your side all day. I will protect you. But my protection is my protection. It don't see fit as everybody else's protection. Because my protection might just be calling help. And if that's not good enough for you, I don't have to worry about you. Because you have to understand, if you respect me and you want me to respect you, just like I used a transgender, I'm going to use it this way. I don't know you from a can of paint as you don't know me. I don't care if you're of my race. I don't know what you're working with. I don't know I'm 35 and you 35 and I meet you. I have no idea what you've done for the last 35 years as you don't know what I've done. So you cannot just expect. It's like an entitlement. It's a reward. And I want to say this, you, me, I, to men, you are a prize. I was told by a stripper, a young lady, a young woman, a woman around my age, and older women. You are a man. You are great. You are a prize. At the time, I was like, why is they saying this? Because they felt my heart. They felt my spirit. They see how genuine I was. When I let these people live with me, it was genuine. It's still genuine. The way I am not becoming what tried to destroy me. But I had to learn. You have to learn this. And it sounds cruel and ruthless. You cannot be as, I'm going to use the foolish word, nice. Nice as the person that coming against you. I learned this. If you have a person coming against you and they finally get overtaken by people that's backstabbing them, do not help them. As I learned, people that's going to come against you, they study you. I don't have time. See, you too busy trying to work out your ordeals and to become better, right? Well, if this is them, I'm going to do them on the left side and put you on the right. If you working on all your ordeals, you're not up there. You're down here. Because you know what? They have time. They have the money. They're born and birthed into the money. They created at an early age. You didn't. You just blossomed. There's no way you're going to meet that level at any point in your life. They're going to always be above you, but not in some crazy above you way. It's in the logical and practical sense. You don't have time to focus on that until you get to your purpose, mission, and position. But by then, they already watched you. That's why you have to be careful who's in we call it camp, who's in your circle. But I don't say circle, who's in your surrounding. Who's in your unit? See, we got unity, unit, commune. All these mean to come together in brotherly and sisterly love, to help one another, to break people from a binding or bondage, to be generous, to be chivalrous, to be loving, to be caring, to be kind. They don't have that at hurt. So if they don't, they have it in hurt, but not at hurt. They're not going to utilize it because all they're going to be working for is themselves. That's why that me, myself, I is important. That's why I did a, a live that made a recording to selfish. Self is. There's a positive and negative way. I'm playing with words because these are the words. I was just like the word killmonger. Why didn't they call him killmonger in the movie? And you got horrormongers, warmongers, people that feed mongers. They feed off of that. They build off of that. So whatever you a monger of kills. He had his scars on him. He's like, these are all my kills. I pillaged villages. I killed men and women. I killed diplomacy people, politics, dictators, and it was to show on his body. So I thought scarification was cool. I hope that's not what scarification really means, but now I do. I wanted that. I wanted 35 because I made it 35, and I can still have it. I want real scarification. I want 35 stripes on my body, and each year of my life, I lived. But I want 35 for starting. I don't want tattoos. I don't want to be branded. I don't want to be. It's bad enough by my social security number and my birth certificate and me being in an organization of the military. I'm already part of the organization of America. And I hate when people try to say, well, you don't like interracial intermingling or all this other crap. It's like, well, you go to work every day. But wait, I thought about this. I was like, you cannot compare me going to work than a person generalizing the hate for their own skin color, their own race and own people, and keep sending them a date out and don't even like their and don't defend. I have, and if you don't like my reasonings, you won't like no one. I don't have to defend you if I don't want to. And I have a good reason. I'm not in your affairs. So that black woman, quote unquote, indigo woman, that's with that Caucasus man, he about to smite her. And come to find out, she killed his child and wife. But before that, I just see skin. That's the easiest way to keep me attracted or to defend her. Instead of saying, hold on, what did she? I would walk up to him. I was like, stop. I don't want her to get away because I'm not interfering in your affairs. But why do you want to hurt her so bad? And if he tell me that, I have a choice to be like, sir, you will become what she would become, or this is your ordeals. And I'll be like, ma'am, you chose that path. You chose to be with him. You chose to alienate yourself. But then you would seek my help. But why? Why far? Like how long? But how far you will come to beneath yourself because you thought you was getting a capital gain, which is more slavery in a different way. But it didn't work. So you resorted to the worst violence you can do is murder instead of leaving because you didn't get your way. And see, and that's how I look. And see, that sounds funny to people because they were like, you overanalyze everything. But overanalyzing for me, myself, and I was just looking at this. I keep seeing people getting arrested for being with white people. I think that's funny in a society sense that we still in 2018 that's happening. We are getting the police called on us still. People that's my skin color or darker, because I'm coming out of a house in a neighborhood that's known as a white, quote unquote, white neighborhood, and a white person is calling. This is 2018. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing to me ever. And then I will keep talking about it. I was born into it. I don't get to feel the privilege of walking into a job presentable, knowing information, smiling, every once in a while. But I mean, these good jobs that I know, I'm like, well, the qualifications say I'm qualified. But when I'm presenting myself for who I am, the people I'm presenting myself is looking at me like, why is you qualified? And I've been doing, and I'm genuine. People like, I don't practice for interviews. And I had interviewers say, you're very good. You even had me asking questions that or you ask me questions because I'm more on the spot. I'm more on the spot person that I'm not going to study, but I'm going to study the outline of these mock interviews, these questions that you may ask, because I want to have knowledge of before I go there. But I don't have a set answer. I remember I did four mock interviews with the same person, and the person was like, "Wow, I'm very amazed that yes, I got a lot of I don't want to say pride. It's another word that the creator had gave me. I have a lot of high esteem. I want to use high esteem for myself when it comes to a lot of different things. Some things I don't have the highest thing for. But the interviewer was like, you answered the question the four times I asked you, and I remember because you write them down and they keep track. You answered the question four different ways, and they all were acceptable ways. He's like, I really like that. And then when you meet people, when I'm doing my careers, and you know how you do the career counseling, it's like from the first day I met you to the last day, you pretty much was the same. But I can tell in your mind you took the criticism and you utilized it. And he was like, how you do that? You practice like, no, I just played it back in my mind 1,000 times. So the ability, I want to say this too. So the ability you have, don't knock your ability. It may be stupid to others. Like people say, you overthink. There is a such as too much, but your ability you have, it's not too much for you. Overthinking is only overthinking for others. What caused me to be able to do this, and I'm gonna say what kept me safe in my life. I I know of and trust in safe zones and being safe and how to be safe. And I learned those skills by overthinking. Practicality, as I said, I just have to do it just a little bit, but I still need the visual. So the creator, he reached me in the visual state. So that's my dream state. That's why I cannot wait. It's this song I have to finish that was physically given to me, but through the spirit. It's called Seduced by the World. It's like, it go like, seduce by the world, the world, the world, the world. Please save us. And I want to get rid of that, please save us. But I want to add something to it. But I'm going to do it as the song is. Because in the song, I'm going to give substance and the elements of what I'm talking about. It's not going to be like some invisible savior or some traditionally passed down. I want everybody to know we are seduced by this world and all the instrument. I took the time out. How do we get through to this? So I figured it. And then I got so many different versions of how to go off of that. And then after that, even in that beginning part, I want the setup to be, I want to grab everybody's attention because we are seduced by this world. We conform. We copy. I love Dougie Fresh, but I don't want Dougie Fresh literally in me when I do my beatboxing. I want people to say, that's OJ. I, Dougie wasn't the first, but Dougie Fresh was like a pioneer for me. The original beatboxing was Dougie Fresh to me. That's what I heard first. But I'm not going to just, and I love listening to the Fat Boys, Biz Markie. I love them, dude. I would never say, well, I like Dougie Fresh, F-Bit. I don't do that. Just like I love basketball. I love Michael Jordan. I'm just talking about basketball. Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Kobe, Steph Curry. All the people we want to Magic, Irvin Magic Johnson. George Gervin, Dr. J, Julius Irvin, Lou Alcindor, known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I love basketball. I want to see those guys do those moves. I want to see Donovan Mitchell get better. Ben Simmons learn how to shoot. I want to see, and it got to see LeBron go against the four giants of the West. Now he in the West and added on. I like this. I love to see Mayweather take control of his TMT and have control more. Durant doing what he did. It made it funny. But in reality, yeah, a lot of things they do I wouldn't do. No, that's just me. That's that me, myself, and I. That's my spirit. That's my soul I gotta worry about. I'm not worried about another man or woman's soul. That's their soul. They have to choose how they're gonna go about their life. I don't have to choose for them. But I like hearing the children be better. I don't want the generation thinking it's okay. These young men, women, it's okay to have sex and have babies at the age of 16, well, 13, 14, 15, 16, and think that's part of life. To me, always said, a child, it's harder for a child and you at a young age because you're still learning. You're still being guided. You need more guidance. But they're teaching you, well, have a baby at a young, because we're unhealthy. So I want to go into being healthy now. Let's talk about being healthy. Let's talk about, yeah, you can smoke weed, drink, smoke, take crack, whatever you want to think. But let's be healthy for your child. That don't mean you're going to die early. People live to 80, 90, and 100 smoking and doing all those drugs. That don't mean nothing. That's proven. They proved it. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. That you doing crack. Nothing. Because it's proven now, people doing crack is living long. They not stressing about life. They just trying to get their high and move on. You see, it sounds funny coming from me because I'm telling the truth. They're not worrying about what we worrying about. They're not thinking about what we think. You might even think about what they're thinking about. I'm not even worried about what you're worrying about, thinking about you, what you're thinking about. We have two different purposes, positions, and goals in life. My purpose, mission, and position. Mine is totally different. But I know we're going to connect one day. So as I keep working on my me, self, and I, when I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your choice. I don't have nothing to do with your choice. It's your path. You're the only one that got to go down there. And it's your journey. You got to work this out for yourself. If anything you ever heard me say, I don't want to control you. I don't want to program you. I want you to get it. I want you to get it for yourself. Like how we say, get it. So many different slang words we use, but that makes sense. Yes, you can. You don't need permission. That's not the devil. That's not a Satan. That's not some demon talking to you. You're asking your soul and spirit for permission. You're not asking the creator. He already gave it to you. He said, I gave you it. You just have to activate and access. People are like, where's that in scripture? Go read your scripture. The dude tried to argue about, you don't do your due diligence. I was like, fool, you have no idea what due diligence I've done. You're literally going off of a book that restricted. We were speaking on how great we can be. And I hate this when I hear a person say, I can be great with my Lord and Savior that give me power. I'm like, he already gave you the power. That's why you're able to speak right now. His thoughts are not your thoughts. Well, I do not want to hurt people. His thoughts are not my thoughts then. I don't want to hurt people. I'm quite sure he don't want to hurt people either. He's not here to bring peace. He's not here to bring what? So in your home is not peaceful? Wow. Keep using dumb analogies and not understanding the all of I'm focused on the all of what I said, not the part or the sum. All. How we say we want it all. Is it 30%? No. Is it half of the time? No. He do it all the time. You do it all the time. Don't be half. Like there's a moment where I'm unapologetic. No, there's all the time I am unapologetic. I'm not gonna, I thought it was okay for me to side. There was never okay. If that's not what if you tell me to go attack a mountain, and I was like, I'm not dying for you. I'm not dying for them. I don't know what I'm dying for. So you can lock me up and throw away the key. I'm not, if that's the punishment that you're gonna give me that. But I already know I'm never going to prison or jail. Oh yes, it came back to me. That kept myself safe, and it's gonna sound funny, it's gonna sound rude to a lot of people, young men and women. As when I was in the service, I was in North Carolina though, where it was plentiful scene. But what I have seen, even there, and by the graces of the Spirit, I have just kept safe. My first 2 weeks there, this is no lie. This I don't make up stories. 200 white women approached me. I turned them down, except like a few, and we hung out. And I got to see their family, even though I came back home from out the military. I noticed when you're around white people and you like the only black person, and you start thinking like, okay, her daughter like black guys, but the older family don't have black, and it makes you think. And I feel uncomfortable because I'm looking at the uncles and they're challenging me not in a oh you like my sister or my niece or my cousin way. It was the challenging like the it was superiority. Who's supreme? That's why that new clothing line Supreme, just like Nike, pay attention to it. And that might have been the name of my dream was Supreme of a company that's going to take over. But all of these are trial errors. But remember, everything they're doing in this world, these orders, these agendas, these propaganda, the rules, the RUEL, that's covering your eyes, the rules, policies, regulations, they've been perfected already. I don't have to change the Constitution anymore. But I can look at the Constitution and make some new laws based off the Constitution. To me, and the Creator said to me, for real change, we got to eradicate, delete, and remove and destroy everything we had before if you're going to move forward. You cannot move forward until you destroy. So even your ideas have to be destroyed to move forward. In some cases, just like they in Wakanda, he opened up a liaison in the California borders to Wakanda. They didn't give them access to Wakanda. He opened up a liaison, a alignment to get the connection, to create, form, and build, and have the found. He started off with a foundation, a naked, a bare foundation. I don't have to segregate. I don't have to welcome. We're the most welcoming race there is. I don't have to welcome everybody in. People are like, well, you're not. No, you're not going to put your ideologies on me to trick me to later to kill me. Like I said, as like my man said, Killmonger, and as our people said, I choose death before I choose bondage. I wanted to end with that, but I want to give you what kept me safe so far in my life. I didn't keep messing with the white women. I'm a 6'5" black man. People say in your world it don't matter. You mind your business. That's not true. I've been called the nigger 14 times this year. Minding my business. Thrown at me 5 times. Make that 6 now. And no, 15 now, because at the nursing home, the lady called me a nigger. And this year, the way I've been looked at by white people, I don't worry about my black women that don't talk to me as I expressed in my other live yesterday on the 7th of October 2018. I don't worry about that. Because I know what's psychologically built inside of them, whether they're young or old. Just like a guy tried to me with a woman. We talking, she looked at so mean. And I didn't want to tell her to smile. She's so mean. And it hooked me up. He's Puerto Rico guy, Puerto Rican. He's talking to a black lady that don't like black men, but that's her friend. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do this. And look out for your own self a lot of the times too. Say no. That's what's going to keep you safe. There's safe zones. Go to your destination and back sometimes. Sometimes that's the best option you can have to keep yourself safe. Know what's in your surrounding. Do your due diligence. Like they tell me, sir and ma'am, since I don't do my due diligence of reading the the something wrong with the Bible, which the Spirit told me, a book. He didn't say the Spirit is messed up. He said the book is messed up. Anything can be changed and rewritten. Has it been done so many times? A story can be changed and rewritten. Experience can be changed and be rewritten. So a lot of that's what I do to be safe. My safe zone. I'm not gonna get killed in my own house until somebody come to my house. I don't bring wrath to my house. I don't. I'm not worried about if somebody know where I live, because that's up to that person to choose. Is they ready to kill me, hurt me, or is they really on my side? I'm not worried about that, and I'm a man, so it's kind of different. And I live alone. I'm quite sure somebody bust through here and did whatever they want to do to me. Nobody would know. I'm not worried about that because that's not how I live my life. I'm speaking just all truth. I'm guiding and challenging people. If somebody want to hurt me because of that, so be it. If I used your name, it was a reason. Think about what I said. If I used your name and you done what I did, I'm not defaming you. I'm not lying. I'm not hurting you. No, want nobody to know. Don't do it. That's how I look at it. If I don't want nobody to know what I did, I'm not gonna do it. I paid for sex before. Okay, I'm not scared to say that. So what? Paying for sex to be with a woman, I'm taking it like that's not this the same exact thing. Because genuinely, yes, you might not have sex with a lot of women, but in a whole overcast of things, you're paying for it in some way or form. You don't them words, the language, the translation is there for a reason. So you're me, myself, and I. Most of the time, at least how we say 90% of the time, I say most of or be your best or all. You're looking out for yourself. You have to do what you have to do to even help another being on this earth. You have to be okay in your heart, mind, body, spirit, and soul, and emotions, mentally, to do anything going forward from the day, whatever day you choose to resolve and be the best you can be. You love you. You are great. You are the best person you can be. Do your best at all times. So keep working on your good and positive morals, ethics, and values. But for me, myself, and I am truth, resolve, resolution, success, and I am honest. That's going along with truth. I am who I am. I cannot change that. But I know if I'm being negative in my eyes, and if I get somebody analyze me correctly and say that's wrong, I'm gonna really take the time out to really see like, okay, that person may be right. I'm not gonna fight that person. I might disagree a little bit. I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna ask the person why I'm wrong. Because sometimes you cannot see why you're wrong. So you have a great day. Be the best you can be. But keep working on who you are. You know who you are. I ain't talking about no sex change. I ain't talking about bodybuilding. I'm not talking about being great at some sport or some event. I'm talking about yourself. Who are you? I'm not talking about some picture you drew. I'm talking about literally before you put a pen to a paper, your eyes to a device, your hands to a object. You buy, you go work, you move. Who are you before any of those things? Your house don't make you. Your car don't make you. Your income don't make you. Your degree don't make you. But I know this for a fact. If I looked at your character, your attitude, I'm gonna be like, wow, that person is great. I'm not calling you great off and no because you got a good business and then make $1 million. That's nothing to do with greatness. That's the dream. You are the $1 million dream. You prospered. You manifested that dream to be because you worked it. You did your job. You had a focus, a purpose, mission, and position. You did all of that. But I'm saying I'm looking at you for you. Shalom.